Good morning, everyone. You all look sharp and ready. So, let's get started. I will begin by sharing my small morning slip up with you all. Picture this. I was installing an app and the screen was loading and I was running late. And there it was. A long page of terms and conditions popped up in front of me. Now guess, did I read it? No. I just smashed I agree. And honestly, I have no idea to what all I agreed. Sounds familiar? How many of you have done the same? Raise your hands. Oh, awesome. Now, keep them up. In case you have allowed access to your contacts, videos, photos, location, and whatnot. And you don't think it twice by giving it permissions. All right, no one? Yeah, I see hands. Now, raise them straight in case you don't remember why the heck that application wanted so much information about you. Exactly. You are not alone. We have all done this thing at some point of time. Not because we are careless people, because the system met us in a human moment. The moment when we were rushed, tired, and already late. Now, we scroll, we click, and we move on. That's how our digital life works, isn't it? And the strange part is that most of the time, we don't remember what all we clicked. What we remember is the feeling, how it made us feel. Restlessness, comparison, the quiet pressure to keep up. During these emotions, we are not choosing wisely. We are running on habits. These moments, tired, rushed, or distracted, look small, but they all add up and start shaping what we see next or what we do next. And this is not happening once. It is happening every day. Now, to understand the scale, let's talk about few numbers. According to the recent Digital Global Overview report, an adult internet user is now spending almost 6 hours 38 minutes online every day. And out of this, interesting part is that more than 2 hours is just spent on social media. Now, notice it. This is a significant part of our waking life that is now happening through screens. To make it let's more real, I did a small experiment with myself. For 1 week, I just noticed my phone unlocking habit. No research, no survey, just me and my phone. And I was shocked. I was shocked to see that on most of the days, I was unlocking my phone from 80 to 100 times. Not because something important was happening, but actually there was nothing happening at all. But my thumb was checking again and again. Now, this is not always addiction. It is often called as conditioning, where our brain has learned to check before it has learned to pause. Now, I'm not here to talk about usual cybersecurity. No movie-style hackers sitting in hoodies in a dark room, typing very fast on the giant screen. Trust me, if my life was that exciting, I would have already got a Netflix deal by now. So you must be wondering, then what do we actually do in cybersecurity? Well, at a high level, answer is simple. We identify threats. We identify vulnerabilities or weaknesses in the system. Based on that, we measure risk. We know that failures will happen. That's why we plan to respond to the breaches. Now, with that understood, now we know that cybersecurity is no more dramatic. It's a quiet work. It's an essential work which build resilience. In cybersecurity, we have learned an important lesson that the most strongest system can be defeated not only by hacking into the machines, but by influencing human behavior. How? By urgency, by fear, by trust, by curiosity. And this is what we call as social engineering. So let's absorb this within scenario. Imagine it's a happy Friday and you are ending your work day. You are packing up. Suddenly, your phone buzzes and you receive the message. Urgent account verification required. Now, if this message would have come at 10 a.m. in the morning, you would have questioned it. But now, you just want it gone. Urgent, final warning, last chance. Your account will be locked. Different words, same human brain. And when these moments starts influencing people, then attention starts shaping our mood. Our mood starts shaping our judgment, and our judgment defines our decision. So now, this brings me to the heart of our journey so far. And this is where the idea of emotional cybersecurity comes in. So far, we have understood that cybersecurity protects systems. Social engineering exploits human. So, emotional cybersecurity is protecting human layer in this digital world. It's our human firewall, guarding our attention, our judgment, and our reactions, not with any software, not with any hardware, but with awareness. So, now, let me share a very ordinary moment with you all. A few weeks ago, I asked my smart speaker to play some relaxing music. And guess, it paused dramatically for a second and played a breakup song. And in fact, suggested me an entire playlist. First of all, I laughed and then they said, first of all, it's rude. Second, how did it know? Of course, it didn't know how I feel. And of course, that was not an empathy. It was just a probability where system algorithm was just trying to match or react to my patterns. Now, here, the interesting part is not the technology. It's me how quickly believed a suggestion as a state of my mind or mood. Sounds familiar? Have you ever noticed something similar? For example, a notification or a suggestion, even from your food app, asking you, are you hungry? And you feel like, yeah, I think that sounds right. But in reality, you already had a heavy breakfast just an hour ago. So this is where the risk is. When system starts telling us how we feel, that is where the attackers don't want to break into the machine. They just want to influence human behavior. Have you ever noticed how much we communicate without even saying a single word? For example, how fast we type when we are rushed, or how much we pause when something grabs our attention. The emojis that you send when you're annoyed, and the nicer one when you hide it. These are not emotions. These are signals which over a period of time starts forming a pattern, and they start building up an emotional momentum. And this emotional momentum, when not noticed, it starts making choices for us. So, do I sound like I'm anti-technology? No, let me be very clear. This talk is not anti-technology. We all know that technology can support us in many ways. For example, a video call from your family member when you're away from your home can immediately lift up your moods, or an app suggesting you take a break, or drink a water, or go for a walk, go for a sleep, helps you in building up healthy habits. So, technology can help us in many ways, and the list goes on. But we should remember that technology can suggest, only we who decide. Technology should help us in knowing ourselves, not defining who we are. So, now, what is the solution for it? I believe the answer lies in 3 simple habits. And this is interesting and important. I want you to note. Please don't let it go. Habit number 1, pause before you click. Whenever you are responding or believing, replying to something, take a pause. In that pause, ask a question to yourself. Am I responding or am I reacting? And that pause between your attention and decision is your human firewall. This brings me to the habit number 2. Treat technology as a mirror, not as your boss. If an app tells me, how do I feel? Should I believe it? No. Technology can suggest patterns. Only we give them meaning. It can reflect. Only we decide. Now this brings me to the habit number 3. This is also important. Build emotional boundaries early. We teach our children about online safety. Now we should start telling them about emotional awareness. It can be as simple as telling them, this app doesn't know how you feel, only you do. Or reminding ourselves that a recommendation is not always a truth, and definitely not a life advice. So, the boundaries that are built early stays with us forever. So, let me end where I began. Tomorrow, you will install another app. Again, you might be running late. Again, screen will load and a long page of terms and conditions will appear in front of you. Your hand will reach to click I agree. My invitation is simple. Take a pause, and in that pause, ask a question to yourself that, do I really need this? If the answer is yes, click yes consciously. If the answer is no, close it. We can decide it later. Now, one pause, one question, and one better choice can help you to protect your judgment in a system which is designed to rush you. And this is where protecting this moment is called as emotional cybersecurity. Last but not the least, let's remember our commitment to stay human, be aware, and in control. Thank you.